stitch and a heart of grit. Every seam has a little bit. Let the chaos and the colors blend. A masterpiece that never has to end. Yeah, it's perfectly imperfect!
Dear Diary, last weekend I went to the fair at the Citadel just to hang out with my best friends Tess and Gage. I planned to go play the games and eat fried food and just have fun. I didn't expect to come home with a new project. I don't know why I thought I could go a year without getting into another fight. I'm trying so hard to stay out of trouble and exist in my own space and not make any waves. Well, that didn't happen. I guess in this case, I got into a fight with a bully in defense of a bum lamb that couldn't defend itself. Herself. It all happened so fast. One minute I'm hauling this giant teddy bear that cost more to win than what it was worth across the ground, and the next I'm going toe-to-toe with that bully. I tore my leggings and messed up the skirt that I just got through making and came out the other side with a baby lamb that was on death's doorstep. Thank God for Tess and Gage, my two best friends. Tess, the apprenticed vet that knew exactly how to respond to the crisis, and Gage, the assumed convict that backed me up when I took down that bully. I didn't even have to use fists this time to take down the troll. I used everything I heard about that guy's sad football stats from Dad and Gage and used that to knock down his ego. He left humiliated, and I just know there will be revenge at some point. But I feel safe here in Lowry County. Here, even with my punk looks, I'm accepted here. And now I have a bum lamb as my animal companion. I washed the mess off her and then let Jess take over her care, her and Dr. Vera, the local vet. I named the lamb Heatherdown. That came from what happened the morning after. She made it through the night, and the twins' mom let me use her natural garden full of heather plants as a frolicking ground. We let her loose in the garden, and she went tearing straight through the dense patches of heather. When she came charging back to me, bouncing out of the brush with her soft baby wool all puffed up and full of dried flower petals, Heatherdown just fit. If it wasn't obvious before, she's completely mine. I know the vet said she'll need an ear tag because she's considered livestock, but I'd rather give her a collar from the pet store. Maybe the vet will at least allow me to design the ear tag. I guess that's it for now. I hear Gage's truck pulling up the drive. I wonder what he's brought me.
For the last 25 years, I have lived in fight or flight mode. Because of my size and my fierce instinct to protect those I love, I grew up believing a lie, that I was a scary beast. I've actually been called a beast before, but that's a totally different story. And I wore that heavy emotional body armor for so long that it felt like my actual skin. But in the quiet moments, a different truth spoke to my heart, that I'm as gentle as a lamb. Having the strength to fight a mountain lion for your family doesn't make you a monster. It means you have a fierce, protective, mothering energy, the power to protect, and yet having the tender touch that can cradle an infant. This paradigm shift completely crashed into my art around Easter. While I was working on the Easter Sisters project, I went to Hobby Lobby looking for a lamb figurine. But all they had were rabbits and chicks. Honestly, that surprised me, because Hobby Lobby is known for being a Christian company. So go figure. But that letdown sent me on a different path. While on our anniversary trip to Dallas, my husband and I spent it spoiling each other. And on a total whim, I walked into Build-A-Bear. Now, I already have a sizable collection of plushies. I absolutely did not need another plushie. But on a whim, I decided to buy one because they had a sale for buy one, get one $15 sale. And I just went for it. Buying this lamb was a pure act of defiance against my own practical brain. But my intuition knew what I needed before I did. That impulsive choice smuggled the ultimate symbol of gentleness right into my workspace. It's not a part of the story, but I also bought Marcus a really cute looking football bear. Anyway, hold on. 3, 2, 1. Anyway, as was stated in Iola's diary, in the world of livestock and agriculture, there's a term called bum lamb. It's a lamb that is rejected or left to survive on its own, most likely by its mother. There have been many times in my life where I've been the bum lamb, and times I've had to step up as the fierce shepherdess. Heather down represents that vulnerability. Over the last few months, my Thistle plunk style has evolved into studs, leathers, and attitude. I used to fight the urge, but as you can see, I've totally broken free of my self-imposed boundaries. Now those two sides of me coexist beautifully. I've learned that you don't have to hate your armor to finally set it down. In total, this dual project has taken over 2 months to complete. The lamb alone took me down some really odd paths, forcing me to learn entirely new skills just to bring her to life. I went from piercing a lamb's ear to sewing delicate tulle. I'm finishing this project with a brand new set of creative skills to add to my toolkit, and I'm absolutely certain they're going to find their way into my future projects. And now that you've sat through my little sob story, I hope you enjoy these pictures of the latest plushie in my collection, Heather Down, the bum lamb. Well, I hope you guys have all enjoyed this dual project. Now that all that is done, I'm hoping to take a well-deserved break of at least a week before I start my new project. And I hope I see you guys all again soon after my break, the break I really need to have. Bye.